Hey guys, it's Foxdrop. I'm doing another commentary for you today. Just play here, and today I am doing a Jungle Trundle game. Now this was a game that was sent in to me by one of you guys. His name is Arkla. He's about 1300 ELO. I'm quite interested to see how this game goes because Trundle's quite you don't see Trundle too often. I quite like Trundle. I think he's a cool champ, although he is a bit lackluster. He's kind of like got unreliable ganks. I mean, he's got his dildo of filth, but it's not overly reliable. So he's not one of the most favoured junglers for that reason, but he's still very good. And if you are good with Trundle, then he's definitely viable. If you do want to send me your replays, by the way, guys, just send me an email to foxdrop@gmail.com and we can arrange for me to do a commentary of one of your games. So this game, Trundle. What would be a good runes masteries for Trundle to do? Well, runes, I would personally go for AD reds, armor yellows, magic discipline level blues, and move speed quints. I think that would be a pretty solid page. I don't think you can go too wrong with that. Masteries, just a standard 921 would be pretty good as well, because Trundle is really just like a tank, so it will help him fulfill that role. And looking at about Trundle's matchup, like in the jungle Malphite, he should definitely be able to clear out to bully around this Malphite in the jungle, because Trundle's a pretty good counter jungler because there's a lot of single target damage. He's very good with single target damage because of his Q with the auto attack reset. So he's very strong counter jungling with buffs particularly, and also like with the new jungle changes. I think Trundle would have got stronger because he'll be able to take the big creep away really quickly, because like I say, with his single target damage. He got to these walls a bit slow actually, like at 142. Did Riven steal that? Yeah, Riven stole the XP from Big Wolf, which is annoying, but I don't know. Hopefully not that too big a deal. And he should be able to get this smiteless. He's got quite a lot of damage on this. Yeah, he's going to get a smite, which is cool. So he should be able to get like a level 3 double buff. Level 3 double buff at 3 minutes. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. It's a good route. It's a standard route to start at blue and then move on to red. If he was playing a different jungler, he could have definitely started out red buff and worked his way up. Like started red, got that smiteless, worked his way up to blue, and then gank top. Because Riven is a really easy laner to gank for because she has a lot of mobility and a lot of CC. And Aurelia is really easy to gank early because she doesn't really have anything in the way of escaping. She's just got a stun. And in like level 1, 2, she may not even have that if she's not. She should have it, but she might not have it. Definitely at least blow a summoner. So we are 2 minutes 50, 251, 52, and he's just started onto red buff. Now look how quickly he's taken this down. Really quickly, and he's got his smite as well. I mean, Trundle is just the king, really. He is the jungle king. It's a shame he's not overly great outside of the jungle, but yeah. So he's with his starting items. Sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted. With his starting items, he started with a Hunt's Machete, which is pretty standard because you build that into, like any of the new jungle items. I personally would go with Mad Reds, like Wriggles on Trundle, partly because if it worked in Season 2, then it probably still works in Season 3. That's a pretty good way to think about it. And also, with his like counter jungling, Trundle can do it really effectively because like your Wriggles does help you counter jungle with like this. It's like spike damage because it's the same passive as it used to have, where you have a chance to do a lot of damage, like instant damage, rather than the new jungle items, which are kind of like a more sustained increased DPS. Wriggles is more spike, which is really good for counter jungling because you have that chance of just taking away something really quickly, which is what the element like speed is what counter jungling is all about. Now top lane, just while Trundle is jungling, Riven could probably get ganked here because Malphite would have started at blue buff, so Riven needs to be really careful. With 4 minutes in, and the fact that Malphite isn't top yet is very peculiar, and she's taking tower hits, and she's used all of her skills overextending, so if Malphite isn't top, I'd be very surprised soon. Now Trundle's come around bot. I think I was looking at the minimap and it looked as though Ashe actually blew her flash like a few seconds ago. I don't know whether that is the case or not, but if it is, then this is a really smart gank. I don't really know what he's doing because he just got seen there. He should have been just going. Yeah, they definitely saw him. And now Ashe, okay. Ashe kind of just went a bit she wasn't really paying attention to Blitzcrank's position there, and she just got grabbed and died. That was a good gank. If this Ezreal starts snowballing, then that's going to be really good for his team, because Ez can really shut down a lane, especially against Ashe, who's a bit weak. She's not a great laner. She's not an offensive laner for sure. So we'll see what happens there. If this Ez can if this Ali dies, I don't know what. Okay, yeah. If this Ali dies, right, he's dead. I don't know and he wastes his flash, which is bad. This bot lane, Trundle could be camping bot lane because these guys are wasting all their summoners. Now I don't know what he's doing mid necessarily here, because there's no way he's going to kill unless he's going to counter gank. But Malphite's just shown top. Like I said, Malphite would show, although he showed really, really late, and Riven still killed Aurelia, so that was cool, I guess. Could have been better, but this is really smart actually by Trundle. He's counter jungling now. I mean, we're still really early into the game. He's level 4, almost 5, and we are exactly 6 minutes in at the moment, and he's taken away these walls, which is smart because Malphite is top, so there's nothing Malphite's going to do about this, which is really, this is just a really good opportunity just to take something away. And he's going to leave the little wolf up, which is awesome, which means he's not going to respawn. Now, how on earth Ashe is 2-1-ing these two is completely beyond me. I'm just going to rewind to see what happened. I just have I'm just going to go with I am not sure what was going through that Blitzcrank's mind. I mean, he kind of failed. He played awfully to get into that situation, and then he stood there and stayed there and screwed that up. And now Ez is screwing it up, which makes this gank really hard for Trundle. But she's run against the wall, which means he can dildo a field throw really easily unless it's not up. Okay, it is up, but he's not going to use it. He uses it too slow, and Ez just suicides, and now he's probably dead too. I think. Oh, he's got his flash. Did she just? Okay, no, that was Answer Hill, my bad. That was Summoner Hill. If he'd used this pillar here when Ashe was against the wall, then that would have really screwed her over, because that would have pinned her against the wall. There's only one way that she could have run against the pillar, and that would have screwed her over big time. But instead, this bot lane had a really good advantage, and they've completely thrown it. And the bad thing about it all is that Ashe was the one who got all the kills as well. So, full TCS Ashe, 18 on Ezreal. I don't know. I don't know what's happening bot lane. I mean, if you get an advantage, if you were this Ez or this Blitzcrank, if you get an advantage, I mean, it's really hard to throw it like that. So just please don't throw it. And now, Riven dies tower diving this Aurelia. So as far as Trundle's concerned, this is all getting getting out of control really quick. They're still ahead though, but if you think about, this is solo queue, people are probably going to get a bit upset. That was a really cool animation actually, nice skin on Ziggs there, that was cool. But yeah, these guys probably they've all just kind of died stupidly really quickly, so they're probably all getting a bit upset and stuff like that. And Trundle's level 5, 8 minutes in, and he's not even that far through level 5, he's like a third through, so he's kind of behind at the moment. I mean, he's not miles behind, especially compared to Malphite. Malphite's level 5 as well, so I guess he's not overly behind, but he could be a bit ahead right here. It's interesting to see where he thinks he should be ganking next. His red buff's been up for a while, and so he's looking to invade instead of taking his red buff, which I'm not going to dismiss this entirely at the moment. I just don't think there's too much to do. If he'd seen Malphite somewhere, if Malphite just recalled, or he was bot or something, then I could understand why he'd want to go to red. And to be honest, he can challenge this Malphite because he is stronger than Malphite. Just from his pick, he's stronger than Malphite. And also, this Riven is stronger than Aurelia. He's doing his red buff here, so it would be cool to see. He does have a ward too, so if he shoves the ward in the bush, yeah. Malphite. Okay, Malphite's standing in the bush and trying to ward at the bush, but Malphite didn't realise. I don't know. But I mean, it's a perfect situation for Trundle because top lane can help him, mid can help him. It's a shame we didn't actually get that. It's a shame we didn't take the red buff, so Malphite got the XP, but whatever. That was good. That was a good orchestrated counter jungle. It was well played by Trundle to recognise the opportunity and take it away from Malphite. I mean, I was kind of critical of it to begin with because I didn't really think there was anything going, but I'm kind of, I mean, Malphite just like didn't do anything. Like he knew Trundle was around because he saw him, but he still kind of just did red buff. I mean, it was, yeah, it was just kind of, it was bad play by Malphite. If you're ever unsure of where, like, if the jungler's near you or something, or if you think you can get counter jungle, just be careful so you can't get counter jungled. This was a really good pillar right here because it actually shoved him back. But he needs to be careful he doesn't get blown up. Well, Riven could finish him off here. Nice. And they all get assists, so that's really good. Oh, although he got caught in a cage. That's unfortunate. That was maybe a bit soppy, but that was cool. And again, bot lane, Ash got a kill, Blitz got a kill because I think they were tower diving too hard. And unless Ash dies to these creeps here, I mean, it's just bad. And I'm missing what's happening mid. I'm sorry, I'll rewind this what happened mid because I was complaining about bot. So now these two are low and everyone's missing. And Malphite has died, so he's probably going to be coming back up. And as we know, he is coming back up. And he's right there. They both run into him. Malphite gets a solo kill, which is okay. I mean, that could be much worse. Ezreal's coming through with a get Ash? No, nowhere near. But can Trundle pick up Ash? He's got his ult up. He doesn't have his flash up. Oh, she leveled up. That's so unfortunate. Man, if she hadn't leveled up, she'd be dead right there. Oh, well, that was a bit unlucky. But that was just kind of sloppy play. Oh, no, don't die here, Blitzcrank. No, Blitz is away. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. He's dead. But Ez should get it unless Blitz gets it. Well, probably not worth it, to be honest. Support getting a kill, Malphite getting a kill. And now it means that Ez has to lane 2v1, although Ash has stayed on no health, which is... If you're really low, like, there's no point staying because you're just going to have to leave as soon as someone comes back because they're just so new. And the fact that Aurelia is still here is kind of peculiar as well, although she definitely doesn't need to be top because, I mean, it's not like our tower's getting pushed down or anything. This is just a kind of like a weird position for the lanes to be in. But like I said, I was saying before before Trundle was going to invade that his red was up and his red is still up and we're 11:49, 11:50 now, and he's, I mean, he should have taken this ages ago. Like this would have been up at like 8:30 probably. No, it would have been up at 8 minutes because he took it at about 3:10. So it would have been up about 8 minutes, 8:10, somewhere around that. So it's taken him 4 minutes to get this red buff, and that is 4 minutes where he could have been having red buff. Well, you know, he could have taken red buff. It wouldn't have lasted 4 minutes, but he could have taken red buff, and then it would have respawned again in like a minute's time. So he's kind of missed out on a whole kind of like cycle, you know, of red buffs right there, which I think is a bit like, if your buffs are right, we should just take them because not only is it the buff, but it's the money and the experience. They give a lot of XP, and XP is really good for junglers. But he doesn't really. There's nothing he can do, to be honest, on mid, especially if bot fighting. But they should be doing dragon after this. 100% should be trying to do dragon. I don't know if Trundle will be able to pillar this guy. Probably will. Probably will. Maybe not. Has he got his ult up? He does have his ult up. Good pillar. That was a really good pillar. Malphite's top as well. See, they're chasing this Alistair too hard, and I personally feel they're going to kill him though. They killed him at least, but you know, while they were like down here, they should have stopped chasing and just done dragon. I mean, they might be able to do dragon still now, possibly. Their blue is up as well because it's been 5 minutes since it would have respawned. Like if you think about it, if Malphite would have started blue, so he would have finished it at about 2:10. So 5 minutes from then is 7:10, which is when it would have respawned the first time. And then, like, presuming he would have done it fairly quickly, it would have been up like it would have died maybe 7:20, 7:25, 7:30. Trundle's getting caught out here playing very, very balls deep. Oh, I say balls deep, I really mean just a bit careless. We'll see if Ash doesn't have an arrow, so Ziggs is going to get away from this. Yeah, none of them had that roll, so he was cool. It's a really nice skin actually. I like that skin. But yeah, you can kind of predict when the blue's going to spawn, like I was saying. So if it went down at about 7:20, then 5 minutes again for it to respawn is 12:20ish, and they did it about 13 minutes, so it would have respawned. But like I say, I was saying, when they were around here, they should have stopped chasing Ali, and they should have gone to Dragon. They definitely should have gone to Dragon. It would have been worth it. Malphite was top as well. Now people are dying one-on-one. This is like, you know, the kryptonite of solo queue are lanes losing 1v1, especially when you're playing jungler. He should be soaking up this mid XP here. There's no need to go to blue buff because his mid is dead. But it looks like he's going to go do that anyway. Yeah, he could have done it a bit quicker, but whatever. He probably just noticed it now. Riven dying to Aurelia is kind of disheartening as well because she was dominating him, and I can guarantee you this Riven is really upset at the moment. Like, inside, she's probably quite frustrated because she got unlucky. First blood, she kind of got unlucky because Aurelia survived really low. I mean, I know she killed him. Riven killed Aurelia, but she didn't get the first blood because Malphite ganked at a kind of annoying time. So that probably annoyed her, and then she tower dived Aurelia. And Aurelia survived on really low, so that would have really annoyed her. And now Malphite's trying to counter jungle, which you can't because he's way too slow. And now he's just gonna die. Well, he used his ult, he died in his ult as well. I mean, it's a shame that Malphite got the blue buff again for the XP, but that is why Trundle is so strong, because of that pillar. I mean, this is why I say Trundle is lackluster, because he's unpredictable, but that was really, really good. Really well placed pillar to get that kill. So he can be like in the good hands. That's why he's still very viable, because in the good hands stuff like that is really awesome. I mean, it's crazy CC, and now this is a free red buff. Just take the red buff, Trundle. Yeah, he's warded this. This is cool. He warded here to keep himself safe. Bot lane is dying. I don't know. This bot lane is such random as hell. They kind of need to like get out of laning phase as soon as they can, because I think they're not going to win this laning phase. I don't think they are anyway. I don't know why Ziggs flashed away. Maybe Vigol's going to kill him. But this Malphite's so weak. Holy crap, he's really weak. Taking so much damage, but no one really has like any of their abilities up. Ziggs doesn't that. Oh, he doesn't have his ignite. Maybe he could have got a kill here. Definitely doesn't have his ult though. He just needs to be careful this Vigol doesn't blow him off in one shot. I don't know. They don't need to be here, there's nothing going here. Although, yeah, that was cool, whatever. And this is a really good roam actually by Riven. She took the top tower, and now she's come for this mid tower, and because of the way they've been poking down Veigar and Malphite, Veigar definitely should have recalled here, because he can't even defend this inhib tower anymore because he's so low. They could probably just keep pushing, to be honest, because Veigar is so low. He's going, oh my goodness, he just died. Wow. Yeah, he was asking for trouble when he did that. This Ziggs is dead. They stayed way too long here. I mean, I said they should have pushed this tower down. But, yeah, I mean, that was actually... if they had done that, that would have just been a mistake. Like, well, they stayed too long anyway, but if they had tried to push the tower down, they would have just got collapsed on exactly like they're doing here, so they shouldn't have tried to do that. That was actually a bad call on my part. I wasn't paying attention to bot lane, and you can see how easy it is, like, to just kind of lose focus. So I wasn't really paying attention to this bot lane, and so I made a decision without thinking it through, and it was the wrong decision. So you can see how easy it is to make these bad decisions, and why you shouldn't rage when people do make bad decisions. Because like, if I can, you know, me sitting here when I've got the perfect view of everything, like, it's easy to critique when you're a spectator. I'm a spectator, I'm critiquing, and I got something wrong. So when you're in the heat of the game and stuff like that, I mean, you can imagine how how easy it is to make a mistake. And so when people do make mistakes, you shouldn't rage at them, because, you know, I mean, it's their fault, but it's not, you know, it's not something to get angry about, because that happens all the time. And this trade here, where Trundle just ran at Ashe, was actually kind of cool. I mean, I don't know whether it was worth it giving Ashe a kill, because Ashe is really fed at the moment. She's pretty farmed and she's really fed. But he did get Ziggs a kill. I don't think it was worth it, personally. I mean, I want to talk a bit about his build. Something which I've been ignoring. He started with the Hunter's Machete and then got it into a Spirit Stone, and now he's got tier 2 boots, which is cool, and Phage, which again is cool. But oh, that was a good flash by Veigar. But this Spirit Stone, personally, I think this is not that good a buy. I mean, maybe it is actually. I don't know. And again, these people are staying way too long. This is something I've noticed quite a lot. Oh, that was a really, really good pillar. It's a shame that it doesn't matter. Yeah, and Riven's going to die trying to save Blitz as well. That happens way too much. This is actually kind of like a really good example of two things which happen too much. And that is, number one, people stay too long. They do something well and then they stay too long. And number two, they try to save people and just die. Like, oh my god, Riven. They try to save people and die. I mean, and that, what the enemy team did, what purple team did there, was like another example of something which people do all the time. Which is where, I mean, it's kind of like staying too long, where you get something good and then you just kind of muck up by trying to, you know, do too much again with it. Because they tower dive too hard, but, I mean, that was just kind of, yeah, tower dive. They chased too hard, they got a bit too excited on that. And now Drag's up, and Ash is trying to solo it, but they've got it warded, so they could... I mean, Ziggs could steal this, or Trundle. Trundle was doing red buff, and he shouldn't have been doing red buff. He should have stopped doing red buff. They don't have a ward on it. And, well, yeah, it's not... So now they just lost Drag for free. I mean, he definitely should not have been kept on doing that red buff. Although now, this Ash is going to die, and she's worth quite a lot of money. No, she's not. Okay, she must have died earlier. But 2 kills for Drag still isn't worth it. So just got to be aware of things like that. I mean, there was no real reason to do red buff. And to be honest, at the moment, he probably should be donating these red buffs over to Ezreal, because he's got a phage, especially. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. The fact that he's taken red buff is still useful on him. But whatever. It's not like he needed that red buff really hard or anything. And now he's 3-3-7, so he's making his score look good, which is cool. Always good to do that. But if this team kind of plays smart now, they can definitely take a tower or two here. I mean, okay, this mid tower is just going to go down, which is really good. I mean, they're being so opportunistic here, which is awesome. Like they got a small advantage. Vigor just got pulled bot as well, so he's dead too. Ash is she dead? No, she's got away, but she blew up Flash. Oh, I'm not going to get this in here. See, they tried to kill Ash, and so now they're not going to get... Okay, they are going to get the inhib regardless. Cool. So they got that bot tower. They split up, which was kind of like... I wouldn't... I'd say it's a risky tactic to split up when you're pushing like this. But it worked. It definitely worked, so that was cool. But, I mean, this is like... One thing went wrong. Basically, well, it was a bad play by Blue to give this dragon for free, and then they got like 2 kills. But we're so early on in the game that the death timers aren't even that high. Again, people staying too long, things turning badly. But the death timers aren't even that long, so I don't really know how this purple team managed to lose so much. I mean, it was a good recognizing the opportunity to like take towers and stuff like that, which was really good. But the fact that they just lost 2 inhib towers, 1 outer tower, and 1 actual inhib is pretty mind-boggling, considering they lost apparently so little. Trundle died there trying to save someone, because Ez died, I think. Maybe he stayed too long, or maybe he just got the inhib tower. Even if he died getting the inhib tower, it's worth it, so it's not that big a deal. But purple teams should be definitely trying to do Baron here. But they're not gonna do it. This is a really bad decision by purple team. They definitely 100% should be doing Baron. I need to stop doing that. This is kind of what they need to get back into the game, because they just lost so much. But it's kind of like the throws and counter throws. You know, they made one mistake, purple, by dying and then losing so much, and then blue made 3 mistakes. Like 3 of them died because they stayed too long, and so then you push it back into their faces by taking this Baron. But they didn't want to do that. Instead, they probably didn't even do like 50 damage to this mid tower, which was pretty bad. By pretty bad, I mean awful, really bad. They definitely should have done something more here. I don't even think Riven will die to this gank, personally. Partially, because Aurelia's AFK. I mean, that helps. Unless she's DC'd. but I would see if she DC'd, so okay, she just, you know, I'll be right back. Dog's taking a shit on my carpet. This is cool shit. They could catch off this Arkla here really easy. Trundle is in base and Ziggs is at mid. So this could actually be slightly problematic for blue team. They lost Ezreal. Actually, this is kind of good because Ziggs is going to take a lot here, yeah. Ziggs the bomber taking out the towers. Very characteristic of him. But purple team is doing nothing about it, like they're still pushing. It's a shame that Blitz couldn't land that grip onto Vigar, because now I think he's probably going to die. Ziggs is going to die here, but even if purple team kill Trundle and Riven and they take like both these towers, it's like it's not worth all this. Wow, that was awesome. That was actually pretty well played by Blitz. Blitz to the rescue. It's not worth losing one inhib tower and half the health of another inhib tower. Not inhib tower, Nexus tower. And now, they lost both Nexus towers. And at this stage in the game with 2 inhibs down, losing both Nexus towers is actually like, you know, curtain close kind of thing. They're 25 kills to 26 kills, but they're quite a lot of gold behind, and just look at the map, I mean that's why. Purple team is actually a lot stronger than blue team, and if they were to fight 5 and 5, there have not been any team fights in this game at all, which is kind of surprising. But if they were to fight 5v5, purple team will probably come out on top, quite frankly. But they haven't been doing that. They've just been skirmishing and then getting outpushed in certain places, which is quite well. This is well played by blue team. You know, if you're not stronger than the enemy team, then you can just, you know, play opportunistic, take advantage of stuff, which is exactly what they're doing, which is really, really good. So this game is kind of over, I think, or at least it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what happens and how the game unfolds from here out, because the blue team is really in the driving seat. So I'll just talk a bit about the builds here while not too much is happening apart from people getting caught out all the time, which is what happens all the time. Okay, so Trundle has now built. He turned that Spirit Stone into the Ancient Golem, which is actually decent. I mean, I was unsure about whether it was a good idea to buy Spirit Stone, only because it meant that he went so long without having any real damage, but I mean, I think even with the old Trundle you could run double gold for 10 and it was fairly viable, so I guess I can't really, you know, complain too much about that. It could be a lot worse. This is actually a really good item as well, it makes him very tanky, and Trundle's filling out his role really, really well, which is tanky. He's just being very tanky. He's got another giant spell which is probably going to turn into Frozen Mallet, and the perma slow. Trundle with his W up is really, really fast, and if he's got a perma slow to boot, then that's just going to be really, really good. Really good for him. Yeah, he's got this Frozen Mallet now. Aegis would be a really good choice for him as well. Partially, although Blitzcrank does have an Aegis. Double Aegis, by the way, is like it's still really good. Wow, that was quite funny. I just took a huge arrow to the face there. Yeah, people wasting that. People waste their summoners a lot. Low elo, it's something I noticed quite a lot. If people will be screwed over and they'll still use their summoners, or there'll be an opportunity for people to like make a play or like get a kill and they won't use their summoners. That was unfortunate. 4 health, unlucky. So yeah, their summoner management is, you know, leaves a lot to be desired. I think at lower reloads, that's something that, you know, can work on as well. But I'll talk about the other people's builds as well. Malphite has rushed a Frozen Heart with his Spirit Stone and mobility boost to that home guard. No, Alacrity, okay. Which I think is really, like, I don't know. He's just weak. He's just got no health. And I mean, he's taken a lot of damage from the Ziggs. The Ziggs has taken a pretty big dump on him, so he probably should have like a bit more health, to be honest. Riven's build is pretty standard. She's 9 for 9. I swear Riven was 5 for 9 when I started talking about builds. That's kind of interesting. Ezreal has a random, like, I don't think there's anything too wrong with that build. Vigar's build is odd. He doesn't have a completed item. Ziggs has a pretty solid build. I would have thought maybe he needed the, you know, the, what's it, Athene's Holy Grail, Unholy Grail thing. But it looks like Chalice will suffice. And this is pretty much the end of the game. Like I said, this game was over as soon as they lost their Nexus towers. The game was over, and they've won. I think that game I mean, that was a really good example of a game where you take advantage of stuff like that. They weren't necessarily stronger than Purple Team, but they just took advantage. They played by objectives. You know, objectives win the game, tutorial style. You take towers down, and you win the game. So that was a pretty good demonstration of that. This was Arkla playing Trundle. Thank you for submitting your replay, Arkla. I hope you guys found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.